We're back to the Neil Haley Show, and my guest today is going to help us through that financial planning thing. I don't know what percent of Americans, because this is not my expertise, don't live paycheck to paycheck. It's a huge amount. And there's lots of people now finally saying, let's figure this out, especially through the pandemic. People had the ability to save through those stimulus, but they spent it. Now, my guest, Heather Holjevac, is going to explain more about it. Heather, thanks for stopping by. You're from Holjevac Financial Group. It's your business, and kind of explain why you decided to be part of this. Tell me.
Hi. So, yeah, thanks so much for having me on. I mean, I think, finances is one of those topics where everyone likes to hear the latest fad, but don't really know how they can apply that to their life and if it actually makes sense. And unfortunately, we were not taught financial education in school. I think that people are floundering. And when you're trying to get your education from, your parents who didn't have, that financial education themselves, it's kind of difficult to figure out what, options and choices you have. So, I've actually been doing this for over 30 years. And what I found is that people have, unfortunately, a disdain for people in the financial industry because they think they're always going to be sold a product. But, my job is to make sure that people understand their options, to, look at where they are today, how they want to get, where they want to be, and figure out how they get there with the tools that work for them. Not what their friend has, not what their Kardashians are doing, but, what works for them. So, so I've actually evolved into doing fee for service planning because I find that, again, it separates the product from the plan. And I think that's really what people want, is an objective view on where they're going, where they're, and how to get there.
You've skin in the game, because if they're not seeing success, you're done. And the difference is, if you are doing it the other way, where you're investing, you're sold in. Your money's already in there. There's nothing else you can do unless you pull your money out and bring it somewhere else. So that's a pain in the neck and the different things. So your job is for success, to see the growth throughout, making changes, budgeting. While most people that are just taking, the money from the 401k or certain types of investment plans and diversification, they don't have that, iron in the fire as much, because guess what? They've already invested their money. They're already investing their money into this. This is your job to look at what's the best steps and plans, what puts you under more scrutiny than a financial investor does, right? Would you say in that way?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I have a fiduciary duty to make sure that, whatever recommendations I give, that they're, first of all, making sense, but also, the step I think that's missing is there's so many different facets. So there's the insurance piece, there's the investment piece, there's the tax piece, and nobody's talking to each other. So if you don't have your investment person talking to your tax person, then how do you know if that actually makes sense for your future 10 years from now? Because that little change that you make today in the wrong direction can have a huge ripple effect negatively in the future. So, what I do is pull all of the experts together to make sure they're all working on the same page, but also make sure that the implementation is there. Because if people have a plan and they don't implement it, then what's the point of having that plan? So, and I also have, a yearly checkup to make sure that, we're on track, and that, I show them, if you didn't work with me, this is what, I show them what the benefit is, and then how they add value by working with a financial planner.
All right. And the best place for people to find information, because finding the coach, that's the big thing. And the key thing is what you do is you teach people how to help in that process to get them through where they need to go. And where's the best place people can find information on you and learn more about you?
So you can reach out at talkwithheatherh.com, and that'll direct you right to my calendar. You can set up a 30-minute strategy call. Complimentary. I can give you some steps to take away, and then if it makes sense to work together, then we can move forward.
Having a financial coach like yourself that's going to lead you through the process to having money at retirement and be able to live the life and save the money and also budget the money so you have money available, you need an expert, and you're definitely one. So I appreciate Heather for stopping by.
Great. Thanks so much.
You're listening and watching the Neil Haley Show, and we'll be back in just a moment.